Hey Jess. Okay, finally getting into this Jupiter retrograde loveliness. Um, so if you remember from Monday at all, we did the generic one then, and then I did post the extended in the group. If you need the link to the extended, let me know. I would recommend watching that first. That'll give you some extra background and insight into an overall arching of what we should focus on for the retrograde. For you specifically, Jupiter's in your house of friendships and manifestation. Coincidence, huh? So if you've been lacking in the friendship department, maybe not following up with friends, or maybe you want more friends, or things like that, that's gonna really come and be highlighted here in the retrograde. Also, the manifestation. So if you haven't been manifesting, as much as what you want, that's also gonna come into play too. So my advice overall would be, for the manifestation piece at least, manifest almost every day if you can for the next 4 months. The more that you can do that, the more you're going to reap in those benefits of what you want and see the changes that are going to come to fruition. First card out, 5 of Swords. Interesting. So maybe you have a hard time making friends because of trust, possibly. Oh, trust, some trust problems. Wow. Okay. And that's okay. Listen, I had the same problem. That's why I don't have a lot of friends, because I don't trust bitches. Sorry, my foot is like falling asleep. I'm also a little congested, so hence why I sound like half dead and my voice is probably a little deeper than normal. But let's look at it. 3 major arcana popped out. Strength, the Tower, and Temperance. Interesting mix. So if you're dealing with the Leo or Sagittarius, who you have in the past and you felt like you've been betrayed by them in the friendship department, this is really being highlighted here. If you've dealt with fire signs possibly and you felt betrayed by them in the past, that's also really being highlighted here. Yeah. Or this could also be you in possibly having sabotaged these relationships, possibly, which I know is like a BPD thing. So interesting aspects here. Now, do I think this means that you're going to get the Tower in the next 4 months? Doubt it. We'll clarify all of that definitely in the extended, because I'm very curious to see what this has to say, but we'll see what the rest of the cards had to say and how it all plays together. But I guess I'm gonna the bottom of the deck is just lately the bottom of the deck has just been a read for people, and I feel like it's coming in here right now for you because you show up. So bottom of the deck, we have the Empress, Judgment, and you. Because this Page of Swords is like your card. So if you've been trying to balance possibly wanting to stay in communication with friends, but also trying to give yourself self-love, and you've been having a tough time with that, and you feel like you do it, and then you have a tower moment, and it's like, oh, but I can't keep up with it, and what do I do? I would just say you need to put yourself first. So if in your friendships, in relationships, but mainly friendships, if you've been putting yourself, because this is a lot of major arcana. This is 5 in a row. That's a lot. Also, 5 of Swords, 5 major arcana. Interesting, right? If you have been putting yourself last, literally last, in terms of friendships, I'm sure the universe has revealed to you by now that that's not a good idea. In the sense of like there's a balance. Like you can't always be the giver and not have people give you what you need in terms of the friendship as well. What I mean by that is if the friend is having a tough time and you've always been there for them, you've always been there for them, you're loyal, and they're going through it, right? But then you're there for them, like you're like, hey, let's talk about it, but then by the end of it though, you're feeling a little diminished, and that's normal, but you deal with it anyway. And I think when it comes time, the tables are reversed. You need them to be there for you, and they're not. So you have to rely on yourself, which could be why maybe there's not a lot of friends. If this is in fact the issue, manifest on this for the friendship department, for this to get better, for you to either meet more people that are, like-minded, or that have your interests, your best interests first, things like that. As far as the manifestation department goes, really all I can say with that is if there's a change of events here, and the universe is going to offer you things and show you things that need to be cleared out. I don't know if I want that, but I probably should take it. But it's all in reverse. It's a lot. It's a lot. This would be a lot to look in reverse. It's a total of 11 cards. 12 if you count 9 of swords that popped out. Basically the cards that popped out though, I'll tell you, and then I'll pop back in. 9 of Wands, this is all in reverse. 6 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, the Lovers, 2 of Cups, the Hierophant, the Chariot, Page of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, 6 of Cups. Basically, to me, the way I'm seeing this is, again, you are putting in all the effort, all the communication, all of the reaching out, and you're losing opportunities, possibly related to work. And if it's not that you're carrying this burden around, and you're being expected almost, excuse me, I'm so sorry, you're being expected to carry this burden around, and it's making you tired. You're being forced to rest, but you're also feeling really anxious because you're like, well, what if I'm not there for them? I'm letting them down, and no. No. We don't have time for that. No. Because it's not how any friendship should be based off of. I'm so sorry. If for some weird reason in the morning my nose likes to be really sniffly, I think it's just if the air is too dry, it does that. Alright. So far really interesting. This seems to be mainly focusing on the friendships and the problems there. So my guess is the more you manifest about that and your desires as well, because like I said, the 11th house is also the house of destiny as well. So basically, by the time this retrograde's over, the more work that you put into this, once Jupiter goes direct, it's going to expand on those things. Now, the less work you put into this, the more it's going to just expand on the problem, and you're not going to feel very happy. If you start putting in the work, though, there's some really good things. Check it out. Ace of Cups, the High Priestess and Nine of Pentacles. So the cup starts to overflow. So the anxiety and that anxious feeling starts to be like, all right, we're done. The universe starts overflowing the cup, not just with, the friendships, whatever you're manifesting too, it's like overflowing, The key here is you just need to trust the universe and trust your intuition when it comes to things. Don't second guess yourself, put yourself first. Because that's how you're going to reap the rewards that are necessary. Alright. It's a nice turnaround from all of this, major arcana, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. A really good turnaround. So let's see what else we got. Obviously, if this is what's lacking for you, then things will change up. They will change up really quickly, which is good. So quick, really quick. We love it. It's really good. Like I said, manifest, and the world will deliver. Lots of major arcana in this reading. I don't even know if I really need to read more because I feel like the reading is so black and white. In terms of, here's what you have, here's what you can get, and it's like, do we want to be in this beginning moment of that Five of Swords, Tower, Temperance, Judgment era, or we can leave that era behind, excuse me, and then move over to this Ace of Cups era. It's really black and white. So sorry. Just driving me nuts. So yeah. Choice is of course always ours, but I would manifest heavily on what the universe shows you. Don't say too much the next 4 months. Really kind of pull back and just communicate where needed, but really pull back and see, especially in July, and see where things can be improved or things can be changed, or where, ask yourself, are you heading in the direction you want to go? Alright, let's draw a couple outcome cards and see what we got. I think it's going to be good though. The way that this reading's ending is, I know the work will get done. Look at that. Love it. Yeah. It's great. Reverse. I'm going to see what's upright. It might be in reverse, but I'm going to see it's upright. So the Star and Six of Swords. Yeah, by the end of this, you are leaving behind and racing to a new you. It's great. It's awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's perfect. It's a very smooth sailing change, it looks like. We will clarify and extended all the major arcana and see what can possibly be worked on, or see what else has to offer. So we'll talk about the extended. but this is the general reading for your Jupiter retrograde. It looks really good. The warning here, though, I would say, is there is, chances to be stuck and confused. Just be careful about that, because underneath all of that is really good stuff. So don't stay stuck and confused for too long. It'll work its way out. Alright, so that is your Jupiter reading. I'm going to do the extended in the separate video, and we will go from there. Alright, I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.